Hello everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Eden IS to our Geography optional course. Now, students, you all know the significance of optional for your civil services mains examination. Today we start our journey in our Geography optional. This is the first lecture, so I would like to keep the things really simple for you. See, before we start anything with respect to the content of the subject, it becomes very important for us to understand what would be our modus operandi with respect to learning geography optional. I will try to clear the concepts in the classes because conceptual clarity is indispensable for success in geography. So my focus would be mostly on concepts. Yes, I will also discuss facts, but facts would be discussed only to back the concepts. Facts will never take a lead. Concepts would always be at the lead. Once you are clear with the concepts, you should go back to the standard books and the material that you'll get from the institute as a part of the geography optional course, and you can read your class notes. Then you will have a comprehensive understanding of the subject at hand, and it will be enormously beneficial for you then to understand geography. Your learning in geography should not be restricted to mere bookish learning. It means you must develop the capability to translate your knowledge as well, and that we will do with the help of the regular tests that we would conduct as a part of this program. So focus will be in the class on conceptual clarity, and then once we are done with a section of the syllabus, we will conduct a test. Once we are done with the entire syllabus, we will conduct some mock tests. These tests will ensure that you concretize the content with respect to the examination. The standard books I have discussed in one of the previous videos which was made with respect to geography optional. Today in this class also I will give you a preliminary understanding of some basic books which are indispensable for geography. If you are not comfortable with any concept, or suppose there remains some doubt even after attending the class, don't be afraid. I am there to help you, and I will be there to help you always. So you can put forward your doubts to me through appropriate channels, and when those doubts will come before me, or whenever we will have the opportunity to interact with each other, I will try to remove all your doubts and add more clarity to your understanding. See one thing, friends, that in geography what students generally suffer is that when they understand the concepts are not so complex that it becomes really tough to understand. The understanding part is fine, but where the students struggle mostly is how to use that understanding to write good answers. Because unless you write answers, you are not going to get any marks. That's why answer writing is an integral component of this course. At the end of every class, what I will do is I will give you a self-practice question. On the basis of that self-practice question, you can sum up all the learning of the class. And soon you will see that if you keep on writing those practice questions, you will see that once we are done with our syllabus, you have summarized your entire syllabus in the form of questions and answers. So today I will keep the things very simple. I'm just introducing the subject to you today. The idea is to make you feel comfortable with this subject. We will discuss some basic ideas Our focus would be on the definition of geography, the attributes of geography, the aim of geography, the different dualistic dichotomies in geography, or different kinds of dualistic thoughts and dichotomies that have emerged in geography, the perspectives that we have with respect to geography, and if time permits, we will also have a look at the basis on which we do geographical studies, or our basic parameter, that is the geological time scale. Clear? So let's get started. The first thing that we will see is we will try to decipher the word geography itself. So the first thing is we must ask ourselves a question, that what is geography? What does this geography means actually? Now, the word geography, it was coined by a Greek scholar. His name was Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes was a Greek polymath. देखो, आज की दुनिया में वी ओनली टॉक अबाउट एक्सपर्ट्स, कि कौन कितना एक्सपर्ट है. आप डॉक्टर्स के पास भी जाते हो तो कोई आई स्पेशलिस्ट है, कोई ईयर स्पेशलिस्ट है, एट्सेट्रा. इन द ओल्डन डेज there were more generalists than experts, because expert research was yet not available on different areas of the same subject. So most of the people, what they do is, or what they did was, they used to study more than one subject. जैसे आप अगर अपना सिविल सर्विसेज मेंस का सिलेबस देखोगे तो आप GS 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसे और फिर ऑप्शनल सब कुछ पढ़ रहे हो. So it's a kind of generalistic approach. So people in the olden days were generalists. It means they did not used to be experts of one particular subject, rather they used to study a plethora of subjects. And Eratosthenes was one of them. Such people were known as polymath. In fact, you might have heard about Leonardo da Vinci. And Leonardo da Vinci was a poet. He was also an astronomer. He was a man of multi-talents. Similarly, Eratosthenes, he was a mathematician. He was a mathematician and astronomer, a poet, a music theorist. Means he would write about music. Music के बारे में theory लिखते थे. Music theorist and a geographer. So he was a man with multiple talents. Eratosthenes lived in Cyrene. Cyrene is today located in Libya. But when he lived, it was the part of the Greek Empire. Clear? Eratosthenes also served as the chief librarian. Of the university or the library at Alexandria. Alexandria is a city which was established by Alexander, and Alexandria today is located in Egypt. Now, it is a Mediterranean port city. If you look the geographical location of Egypt and Greece, you'll find them on either side of the Mediterranean Sea. And in the Mediterranean Sea, there was a port city called Alexandria, which was located in Egypt. So Eratosthenes, he was born in Cairo, but he served as a chief librarian in Alexandria. अब इनको ये chief librarian क्यों बना दिया? Because you see how many talents he has. He's a mathematician, he's an astronomer, he's a poet, he's a music theorist, and he's a geographer. So he's a man with multiple talents. This is the person who coined the word geography. इससे पहले जो geography की पढ़ाई करते भी थे, they did not call themselves as geographers because the word geography did not existed. Rather, they would call themselves as polymaths or experts of earth sciences or students of universal sciences. But they would not use the term geographers. Why? Because the term geography did not exist. Let us now see what does this word means. To understand this, let us break this word. The word geography is derived from two Greek words. The first one is geo and the other one, second one is graphia. The word geo is in fact a short form of the word geoid. Geoid means earth like, or you can say earth. If you have a look at the globe, the shape of the globe is not a perfect sphere, but it is the shape of a geoid. Geoid hota kaisa hai? How is it different from a sphere? The geoid has slightly flattened poles and bulging equator. That is how is the shape of the earth. And therefore, the globe has a geoid shape and not a perfect spherical shape. So, the word geo is actually a short form for the word geoid, and geoid means earth-like or earth. Graphia is a Greek word which means to write an account of or to describe. So just by breaking down the word geography into two words, we understand its meaning. And what is its meaning? Geography is to describe the earth. In fact, geography is to describe, or geography is the attempt to describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna. Flora means plants, fauna means animals, and animals also include man. Therefore, sometimes you will also see that geography is described or geography is defined as man-environment science. It is the study of the relationship that exists between man and his environment. But if we break the word geography, we understand that geography means to describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna, including man. So, itna to humko samajh mein aa gaya. Let's see one more time what I'm saying. That the word geography, coined by the Greek polymath Eratosthenes, the word geography made up of two Greek words, geo derived from the word geoid, which means earth-like or earth, and graphia, which means to write an account of or to describe. So literally put, geography means to describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna, including man. But how can we describe the earth? Or what kind of description are we actually talking about? Now think of this. Let us move to a relevant question which is related to the first question. The first question tells us, when we ask the question, what is geography? We get the answer. Geography is the description of the earth as the home of the flora and fauna, including man. That is what we get the answer. The second question, which is very much related to the first question, is how to describe. How to describe the earth. Okay. Can I describe the earth as a part of the solar system? Can I say that it is the third planet in the solar system? Can I describe earth as part of the Milky Way galaxy? Or can I describe earth as part of the universe? That is a description of the earth. Can I describe earth as made up of different layers? I hope you are all aware from your school learning that the earth comprises of different layers, or there is a layered arrangement vis-a-vis the structure of the earth, and this is the core, the mantle, and the crust. I hope all of you are aware of it. So this is also a description of the earth. I can describe earth as a component of the solar system, as a component of the Milky Way galaxy, as a component of the entire universe. Or I can describe earth in terms of its internal structure, as it is made out of three concentric spheres. Concentric means sharing a common center. And because earth is almost a sphere, see, when we use the term sphere with respect to earth, what we mean is earth is sphere-like, but not an exact sphere, because actual shape of earth is geoid. It is slightly flattened at the poles and slightly bulging at the equator. The shape the earth has attained due to its rotation on its axis. As a consequence of the rotation of the earth on its axis, it experienced centrifugal force all along the equator. Centrifugal force is the force which acts outwards from the center, and therefore the equator slightly bulged, and as a consequence of that bulging, the poles got slightly flattened, and that is why the earth has a geoid shape. But in our classes, we can use the word interchangeably, sphere and geoid. Whenever I use the word sphere with respect to earth, keep this in mind that the earth is not a perfect sphere. ये आप ध्यान में रखना बस. So, हम अपने दूसरे क्वेश्चन पे आ जाते हैं. How to describe the earth? Earth can be described as a part of the solar system. Earth can be described as part of the Milky Way galaxy. Earth can be described as a part of the universe, and earth can be described in terms of its internal structure. अब कौन सा description geographical description है? Because we saw from the first question that geography is the science which deals with the description of the earth as the home of flora and fauna. See, when we describe the earth as part of the solar system, or as part of the Milky Way galaxy, or as part of the larger universe, we are not describing earth in the realm of geography. Rather, such descriptions are astronomical descriptions. So, when we describe earth as a part of the solar system, Milky Way galaxy, or universe, we are describing earth through the lens of astronomy. It means such descriptions are astronomical descriptions. When we describe the interior structure of the earth, or the internal structure of the earth, we are again not describing earth in geographic terms. Rather, such description of the earth is the geological description. It means जब हम अर्थ को ऐसे डिस्क्राइब करते हैं कि वो यूनिवर्स का एक पार्ट है, एक्चुअली वी आर डूइंग एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द अर्थ. और जब हम अर्थ को ऐसे डिस्क्राइब करते हैं दैट हाउ इट्स इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर लुक्स लाइक, वी आर डिस्क्राइबिंग अर्थ इन द जियोलॉजिकल टर्म. तो अगर अंदर की बातों को हम डिस्क्राइब करें अर्थ के, वो जियोलॉजी हो जाता है, और अर्थ को एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द यूनिवर्स डिस्क्राइब करें तो वो एस्ट्रोनॉमी हो जाता है. तो जियोग्राफिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन कौन सा है? देखो, अगर हम इस डेफिनेशन को ध्यान से देखेंगे एक बार और, तो हमें समझ में आ जाएगा that what kind of description actually constitutes as geographical description. Describe Earth as the home of flora and fauna. Where do the plants and animals live? Do they live in the universe? Or do they live in the interior of the Earth? They live on the surface of the Earth. So geographical description is the description of the surface of the Earth. Over the surface of the Earth, we have plants, animals, rocks, we have water, we also have air, which is very much near to the surface of the Earth. It means the surface contains biotic and abiotic features. Both are natural features. But the surface of the Earth also contains features like buildings, roads, railway stations, mineral extraction sites, oil producing sites, cities, etc. It means features which are created by mankind over the surface of the Earth. When we describe the physical features or the natural features, be it biotic or abiotic, we are describing Earth from the physical geographical perspective. Whereas when we describe the man-made features over the surface of the Earth, we are describing from the human geographical perspective. तो एक चीज तो हमको यहां तक क्लियर हो गई, that description of the Earth in geography means the description of the surface of the Earth, not the internal structure of the Earth. Because the description of the internal structure of the Earth is a part of geology, and the description of the Earth as part of universe is astronomy, whereas geography is the description of the surface of the Earth. When we describe the physical features that are present over the surface of the Earth, we are in the realm of physical geography. When we describe the human features or the man-made elements over the surface of the Earth, we are in the realm of human geography. जैसे अगर हम रोड्स की, रेलवे लाइंस की, इंडस्ट्रीज की, एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड्स की, एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड भी तो मैन ने ही बनाया है, इसके बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं, then we are describing human geography. But if we describe about rivers, mountains, even plants, animals, forests, then these are created by nature. We are in the realm of physical geographical description. Do you understand that? But देखो इसमें एक बहुत important term है, and that is the surface of the Earth. The description that we do in geography relates to the description of the surface of the Earth. Now what does the surface of the Earth mean? क्या ये सिर्फ जो ऊपर का लेयर है अर्थ का वही अर्थ का सरफेस है? Is atmosphere also included in the surface of the Earth? What about some animals which live in the soil or beneath the soil? Like say for example the earthworm. It lives not on the surface but subsurface. So what do we mean by the surface of the Earth? See, when we use the term surface of the Earth in geography, we include not only the surface but also the height and the depth to which mankind has reached. It means it also includes atmosphere and the depth to which humans have penetrated beneath the surface. So जब भी हम description of the surface of the earth बोलेंगे geography में, it includes both height as well as depth, including the surface. Clear? So we get the answer to the question how to describe the earth in geography. In geography we describe the earth in terms of its surface. जब हम उसके physical features को describe करते हैं, we are in the realm of physical geography. When we discuss or describe the human features or the man-made features, we are in the realm of human geography. And the term surface, जब भी हम इसको geography में use करेंगे, it not only means the top surface of the earth, but it also means the height and the depth to which mankind has traveled. Clear? If we go beyond the atmosphere, that is not a part of the earth. Clear? Because the atmosphere, after all, it remains attached to the earth due to earth's gravity. Everything that is beyond the atmosphere of the earth becomes a study matter for astronomy. Do you understand that? So the entire atmosphere, the surface of the earth, and the depth to which we have penetrated, all of that can be considered as the description of the surface of the earth. ये बहुत general term है, surface of the earth, जब हम use करते हैं, but in terms of breaking down it, we understand that it also includes height and includes some depth. But this is one way to describe the surface of the earth, or this is one way for any description. Descriptions can also happen with respect to time or with respect to space. Like, if you have promised a friend that you will meet him at a particular place at a particular time, then you are saying that I have reached XYZ cafeteria and it is 4 p.m. So it means you are describing your position with respect to space where you are and with respect to time when you are there. Do you understand that? So time addresses questions that are related to when, whereas space addresses questions related to where. Do you understand that? So कौन सा description है geography? Are we describing the surface of the earth in terms of time, or are we describing the surface of the earth in terms of space? When we describe it in terms of time, it is known as temporal description. When we describe something in terms of space, it is known as spatial description. तो geography किस तरह का description है? Is it a temporal description of a place, or it is the spatial description of something? See, for example, if I say first battle of Panipat, where was it fought? Then if people say that it was fought in the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent or India, then they are describing it in terms of space, कि कहाँ पर हुआ था. Do you understand that? But if I say when was the first battle of Panipat fought, then they would tell me with respect to time. Do you understand this? Like say 1526. That's the year for the first battle of Panipat. अब हमको इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि पानीपत कहाँ है सरफेस पे. सपोज ये बोर्ड जो है इट इज मैप ऑफ इंडिया. अगर मैं बोलूं पानीपत कहाँ है और वेयर वाज द फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत फॉट, यू कैन शो मी दैट हियर इज पानीपत इन द नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न सेक्शन ऑफ इंडिया एंड हियर इज वेयर द फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत वाज फॉट. बट if I ask you when was the first battle of Panipat fought, you would tell me 1526. उस समय आपको ये सरफेस की जरूरत नहीं होगी, आपको इससे भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा कि पानीपत कहाँ है. आपको बस इस चीज से फर्क पड़ता है उस वक्त कि पानीपत की लड़ाई कब हुई. It means the focus here is with respect to time. When our focus is with respect to time, the description becomes temporal in nature. When our focus is with respect to space, the description becomes spatial in nature. Do you understand that? Temporal description falls in the domain of history. History deals with temporal description, description with respect to time. What happened in 12th century? What happened in 15th century? What happened in 18th century? These are all descriptions with respect to time. Who was ruling India? Who was ruling world? Which empires were present where? These are all descriptions with respect to time, and such descriptions fall into the domain of historical studies. Whereas in geography, the aim is to describe things over a surface, and the surface that is used in geography is maps. Ultimately, किसी भी चीज़ का अगर आप बोलोगे produce a map of industries, iron and steel industries in India, or produce a map of mountains in India, produce a map of major rivers in India. Ultimately, when you want to describe something spatially or in terms of space, you need the space, and the space is the surface, and the surface is the map in geography. So, spatial description is the description that we are bothered in geography. We are only bothered about the spatial description. We are not bothered about temporal description, because temporal description falls into the ambit of historical studies. Whereas जब भी geography में हम description की बात करेंगे, we are talking about description in terms of space. That's why geography is also known as a spatial science that tries to describe the surface of the earth as the home of flora and fauna, including man. Do you understand that now? Descriptions in terms of time are known as chronological descriptions. आपने कई बार देखा होगा हिस्ट्री के पेपर्स में, हिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चंस में ये पूछा जाता है that arrange the following in chronological order. Chronology means description with respect to time, whereas in geography the description is with respect to space, and such descriptions are known as chorological description. This is chronological description, whereas this description is chorological description. Do you understand that? So let us revise जो अब तक हमने पढ़ा है. I'm going really slow. Don't worry. बहुत आसान subject है, और अगर ध्यान से आप सुनोगे तो it becomes very easy. So I'm saying that we are trying to understand the meaning of the word geography. The word was coined by Eratosthenes, the Greek polymath, and the word is derived from the word geo and graphia, and it means to describe the surface of the earth in spatial terms or chorological terms as the home of flora and fauna, including man. Clear? तो अब तक एक definition तो हम geography की बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. देखो, there are two possibilities to learn the definition of a particular subject, or two ways in which you can learn the definition. One is you just open the book, read the definition, by heart it. But you know, that cannot be considered as learning. That can be at best considered as some input into your memory. And it depends now on your memory whether you would be able to use it or not. But if you have not understood or comprehended the definition, you will not be able to use it where you want to. Do you understand that? And therefore, we are preparing a working definition for geography. Working definition वो है जो हम खुद समझकर अपने वर्ड्स में क्रिएट करें, और ऐसे डेफिनेशन आपके साथ जिंदगी भर रहेंगे. दे विल रिमेन विथ यू लाइफ लॉन्ग बिकॉज यू हैव अंडरस्टूड देम. क्लियर? सो we have seen so far that geography is the description of the surface. The surface means not only the topmost surface of the earth, but also to the depth and the entire atmosphere where mankind has traveled. And geographical description is a spatial description. यहाँ तक तो बात बिल्कुल clear हो गई. The next thing that we want to understand is that what is the aim of geography? Why are we trying to do all these things, or why are we learning geography? What is our aim to learn geography? Let's have a look at that as well. See, so we are trying to understand that what is the aim of geography. It means what are we actually trying to achieve with respect to geography. But to understand the aim of geography, we must first understand that what is the subject matter of geography. Matlab, we learned that geography is all about the description of things over the surface of the earth. But what to describe? How to describe, we understood it. The description is vis-a-vis the surface of the earth, and the description is a spatial description. It is description in terms of space. But what is the subject matter of geography? हम क्या describe कर रहे हैं earth के surface पे? So have a look at this. Suppose this is the earth. Over the surface of the earth, do you have mountains? Yes. Do you have rivers? Yes. Do you have plateaus? Yes. Do you have plains? Yes. Do you have islands? Do you have oceans? Do you have atmosphere? Because remember the meaning of the term surface? Yes, you have all of that. Do you have plants? Yes. Do you have animals? Yes. Do you have buildings? Yes. Do you have roads? Yes. It means over the surface of the earth, you have either things that are made by nature, abiotic and biotic. Abiotic means does not contain any life in it, but biotic means contain life in it. Biotic components include flora and fauna, whereas abiotic components include land, water, air, etc. So, the natural features that are present over the surface of the earth, can they be described in geography? मतलब क्या हम एक मैप बना सकते हैं जिसमें हम वर्ल्ड के लॉफ्टीएस्ट या हाईएस्ट माउंटेन्स को दिखा सकें? Yes, we can. Can we make a map of the world where we can highlight the major rivers of the world? Yes, we can. Can we make a map of the world where we can highlight the dense forests? Yes, we can do that as well. It means what? It means that we can describe the natural features over the surface of the earth, and the description, keep in mind, is spatial in nature. The natural features can be biotic or they can be abiotic. Abiotic means has no life in it but created by nature. Biotic means has life in it and created by nature. Biotic components includes flora and fauna, whereas abiotic components mainly include land, water and air. Over the surface of the earth, can we describe the human features or the man-made features? It means, can we make a map of agricultural fields, or can we make a map of the world highlighting the major rice producing areas of the world? कर सकते हैं? Can we make a map of the world where we highlight the major cities of the world? We can do that as well. Can we make a map of the world where we highlight the iron and steel plants of the world, major iron and steel plants? कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, हम तो ये भी एक मैप बना सकते हैं पूरी दुनिया का, where we show the important cricket stadiums everywhere in the world. Can we make a map of the world where we show the McDonald's food chains? Where are they present? Can we make a map of the world where we show that which are the areas over which you will find people who speak English as one of their languages. मतलब आप मैप पे कुछ भी दिखा सकते हो. You can make a map which highlights the major recreational centers, religious places, cities, population clusters, agricultural regions, industrial regions, everything. It means everything that man has created over the surface of the earth can be depicted or described with the help of a map. So, we can not only describe the natural features over the surface of the earth, but we can also describe the human features over the surface of the earth. And that is the subject matter of geography. What is the subject matter of geography? Well, the answer is everything is the subject matter of geography. Anything that can be described over the surface of the earth with the help of a map becomes the subject matter of geography. And everything can be done so. Whether it is natural features or human features, kuch bhi ho, you can describe everything over the surface of the earth with the help of a map. So what is the subject matter of geography? Subject matter of geography is everything that can be described over the surface of the earth. And over the surface of the earth, you can broadly categorize things into two categories. First, natural things, and second, man-made things. And both can be described. When you describe the natural features over the surface of the earth, you are in the realm of physical geography. Whereas, when you describe the man-made features over the surface of the earth, you are in the realm of human geography. Do you understand that? So, what is the subject matter of geography? Everything or anything that can be described over the surface of the earth with the help of a map becomes the subject matter of geography. And over the surface of the earth, both natural and man-made features can be described. When we describe the natural features, we are in the realm of physical geography. When we describe the man-made features or human features, we are in the realm of human geography. So, with the understanding of the subject matter of geography, let us now try to have an understanding about the aim of geography. मतलब हम क्या चाहते हैं actually इतना सब कुछ describe करके. What is the aim of learning geography? Why are you learning geography? देखो अंदर की बात तो ये है that we want to clear the examination and geography will be a tool to get selected into the civil services. But there is another way to interpret this term. It means, what is the aim of geography? The ultimate aim of geography is to understand the total environment that surrounds us. Suppose you walk out of your house. As you move out of your house, you see the soil, you see the air, or you do not see the air, rather you feel the air, you see the sky, you see the trees, you see the animals, you see the fellow beings, but you also see road, you also see buildings, you also see constructions, you also see bridges, you see railway stations, aeroplanes, anything. It means you see two kind of things. One, things which are made by nature, and things which are made by man. Clear? The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. And what is your environment? Environment is everything that surrounds you. And what surrounds you? Either natural things surrounds you or man-made things surround you. So, in fact, our environment can be understood with the help of this Venn diagram. This is our physical abiotic environment, suppose, and this is our biotic environment. Combinedly, both are termed as natural environment because they are created by nature / God. Depends upon whether you believe in God or not. But then there is a third environment also, which is the man-made environment. The man-made environment or the human environment is also known as the cultural environment. Let us have a closer look. What does the physical abiotic environment consist of? It consists of land, it consists of air, it consists of water. These are the three important things. The biotic natural environment consists of plants or flora and animals or fauna. Clear? Land also has a cover over it, a cover of unconsolidated fine particles, which is known as soil. Soil can also be considered as a part of the physical abiotic environment. Land, air, water, soil, plants, animals, these are all created by nature. The cultural environment can consist of your other people, it means humans, because humans are created by humans through the act of reproduction. And people also build houses for them. So you can call it as settlements. Settlements are also created by man and they are part of your cultural environment. Agriculture. Agriculture is in fact created by humans. Industries. This is also created by humans. Trade and transport and services, other services, these are also created by humans. And you know that for creating people or for creating settlements, agriculture, industry, trade, transport, services, humans always use some plans. जैसे फैमिली प्लानिंग भी होती है, एग्रीकल्चरल प्लानिंग भी होती है, इंडस्ट्रियल प्लानिंग भी होती है. सबके लिए ह्यूमंस जो हैं वो प्लान करते हैं कि वो कैसे बनाएंगे अपना कल्चरल एनवायरनमेंट. सो प्लान्स फॉर ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट इज ऑल्सो क्रिएटेड बाय ह्यूमन. तो चलो इस क्वेश्चन पे वापस चलते हैं हम. व्हाट इज द एम ऑफ ज्योग्राफी? व्हाट आर वी एक्चुअली ट्राइंग टू अचीव by learning geography? The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. And what is the total environment? The total environment is the overlap between the physical abiotic environment, biotic environment and the cultural environment. ये है जो आपको सराउंड करता है जब आप घर से बाहर निकलते हो. You see the physical abiotic features, you see the biotic features. Suppose you see a bird, it becomes a part of your biotic environment, and you see things which are created by people themselves. This becomes your cultural environment. Now, if you have a closer look at this Venn diagram, आपको ये समझ में आ जाएगा कि यही आपका syllabus है actually. Let's try to have a look at that. When you study land, it is the study of lithosphere. The study of lithosphere is geomorphology. The study of air is the study of atmosphere. The study of atmosphere is climatology. The study of water is the study of hydrosphere. And in the hydrosphere, the biggest component is oceans. Ocean से बड़ा तो कोई water body है ही नहीं surface पे. That's why study of water is dominated by the study of oceans, and we call it as oceanography. Study of soil is biogeography. Study of your flora and fauna becomes part of your environmental geography. When you study about people, it becomes part of your population geography. When you study about settlements, it becomes settlements geography. When you study about agriculture, it becomes agricultural geography. When you study about industries, it becomes industrial geography. When you study about trade, transport, services, it becomes trade and transport and services geography, or trade and services geography, or tertiary sector geography. And when you study about the plans with respect to these things, you are in the realm of regional planning. Why are we calling it regional planning? Because समझ लो, you are trying to create an agricultural field. Where? In Kerala. Now Kerala is a coastal area. It means it is near the ocean. It might be having a different climate, different kind of soil, different rainfall pattern, etc. So by keeping all these things in mind, you will try to develop the agricultural regions here or the agricultural fields here in Kerala. तो यहाँ पे समझ लो आपने एक plan बनाया and you are calling it Plan X for the agricultural development of Kerala. Can you impose this Plan X everywhere? Can you do that for Rajasthan? Can you do that for Punjab? You cannot. It means plans are always created for a particular region. And that's why we are calling it as regional planning. Do you understand that? Even when you create national plans are divided into sub-regional plans. You cannot have one plan for the entire country. Why? If the country has different geographical, climatological characteristics, it means depending upon geography and climate of that region, you create plans. Similarly, somewhere in the country you get iron, somewhere you get copper. मतलब आपको ये चीजें कहीं कहीं पर मिलती हैं, हर जगह तो नहीं मिलती है. That's why you cannot have an iron and steel industry everywhere. You cannot have a copper industry everywhere. You cannot have an aluminium industry everywhere. You cannot have an oil extraction industry everywhere. It means हर जगह के लिए आपको एक specific plan create करना पड़ता है. And that's why we are calling it regional planning. Now, how do we look at geography? It means different scholars have given us different views to look at geography. When we talk about such thought with respect to geographical studies, it means how do we analyze the subject? What is the subject actually about? Then we are in the realm of geographical thought. In your syllabus, it is included in paper 1. And in paper 1, part B, which deals with human geography, there is a unit called Perspectives in Human Geography. It deals with geographical thought. It means how scholars see geography as a subject. Like we saw it very recently, that geography is the spatial science that deals with the study of the surface of the earth. Clear? So different scholars have different views with respect to geography and how geography should be studied. That is all we study in geographical thought. तो अगर आप एक बार देखोगे ध्यान से, that we have actually broken down our syllabus by trying to have a look at the aim of the geography. So the aim of the geography is to understand the total environment of the earth. The total environment comprises of the natural environment and the cultural environment overlapping sections. Do you understand that? And in that way, we understand this geomorphology becomes our unit 1, climatology is our unit 2, oceanography is our unit 3, biogeography is our unit 4. I'm talking about paper 1. Environmental geography is our unit 5. That completes physical geography for our paper 1. When we look at human geography, it starts with perspectives in geography. It means how do we study geography, or what is the way, or what is the thought of different scholars with respect to geography. That becomes your unit 6. Then we have population and settlement geography. That becomes your unit 7. Then we have economic geography, which comprises agriculture, industries, trade and transport. Because these are all economic activities, primary activities, secondary activities, tertiary activities. This becomes your 8th unit. The regional planning becomes your 9th unit. And finally, we have some theories, some models with respect to geography. It means these are some quantitative techniques, statistical techniques, with the help of which we try to predict location, behavior, etc. Such things are contained in the last unit, which is the 10th unit, which is models and theories. Clear? तो ये सब कुछ हो गया आपका ज्योग्राफी पेपर 1. जो इंडियन ज्योग्राफी है उसमें भी हम यही सब पढ़ते हैं with respect to India. Do you understand that? It means our focus is very limited there. We are only focusing on India, whereas here we are studying geography from a general perspective. इसलिए जो आपका पेपर 1 है उसका नाम भी है Principles of Geography. It means the general idea about the subject. पर इसको जब हम India specific terms में पढ़ते हैं, it becomes a part of your Indian geography. Clear? So far, what have we seen? We have seen that geography is a spatial science. And the aim of geography is to describe the surface of the earth. The description of the surface of the earth is in terms of chorology. It means in terms of space. What can we describe over the surface of the earth? It means what is the subject matter of geography? Anything that can be represented over a map becomes the subject matter of geography. What is the aim of geography? The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. And what is the total environment? The total environment is the overlapping section between the physical abiotic, physical biotic, and the cultural environment. And when we tried to understand the features of these environment, we understood that this is actually our syllabus. Clear? Now, let us try to understand that is geography only description? What do we mean by spatial description? Spatial description means that how things are arranged over a surface. That is spatial description. Suppose over my hand I keep the marker here and the cap of the marker here, and if I ask you describe it spatially, then you would say that how it is distributed over my hand, how it is arranged over my hand. That is spatial description. Do you understand that? So spatial description always means how things are arranged. over the surface of the earth. But is geography only description? Like suppose you go to an important market. Suppose you go to a nearby, here we have the Karol Bagh market. Suppose you go to that market. And if I ask you, describe that market to me, you will say that where are the stores, where people were doing their, they were purchasing things, where you have the food outlets, where you have the clothes stores. It means how things are placed over the surface of the market. That is spatial description. But is geography only description? मतलब क्या हम geography में इस चीज से बस हमें जिसे कहते हैं शांति मिल जाती है कि we know that this mountain is placed here. That's it. It means Himalayas are placed at the junction of India, China, Nepal, Bhutan and Myanmar. इतना बता दो तो क्या हमें सब कुछ शांति मिल जाती है मन को? That is not the case. We also want to know that how these mountains came about. It means how these mountains evolved. When you talk about agriculture of a region, you also want to know that how the agriculture evolved over this region. You want to know about it. But we are not only satisfied with respect to evolution only. We also want to predict what is going to happen in the future. It means अगर आप किसी region में जाते हो और वहाँ पे आपको कोयला मिल जाता है, suppose you get coal, you understand that here I can have a energy producing factory or I can have a electric plant. That is what you think immediately. Why? Because there is coal available. And if there is water availability and other requirements which are necessary for generating electricity, you know that this area becomes ideal for generation of electricity. It means not only you are bothered about how the things came about here, but you are also bothered about what we can do with it, or you can predict what is about to happen here or what can happen here. Do you understand this? So geography helps you not only in understanding how the things came about here. It means how the mountains have emerged, how the rivers have emerged. They not only tell you where they are, but how they have come up there. And on the basis of that knowledge, you can make some decisions. So when we talk about geography, we should not restrict ourselves only to description. Actually, geography is also the study of the evolution of the physical and the man-made features over the surface of the earth. It is also the study of how we can predict things over the surface of the earth in order to assist decision making. Do you understand that? So, geography is not mere description. It is also the study of evolution of things over the surface of the earth, be it physical features or natural features or man-made features. It also helps us in predicting what is about to happen or what can happen in this region so that we can take some practical decisions. Do you understand that? Now, let us have a look at some of the approaches in geography. That how do we study geography? To understand how do we study geography, we need to understand two important words in geography. One is dualism and the other one is dichotomy. See, dualism means when we see the same thing from different perspectives. It means it is the art of looking at the same thing from two contrasting viewpoints. When that happens, we call that we are in the dualistic realm. Like, I will give you one example. Some people would say that you are actually what your physical appearance shows. It means you are nothing but your body. That is what few people might feel. Whereas some people might say that there is a person inside him as well. It means he is not what he appears, but he is actually what he is. It means there is a soul as well with respect to him. So this is description of you with respect to soul. कई लोग जो हैं वो आपके physical appearance को देखेंगे, कई लोग आपके मन को देखेंगे. But in both cases, they are trying to define you. Who is correct, who is not? Let's not get into that debate. But one thing we understand, that dualism is the art in which we look at the same thing, like you. Somebody saw your body, somebody saw your soul. It means felt how you are, or somebody just looked at you what you are. So dualism means when you look at the same thing from two contrasting viewpoints, but ultimately you are looking at the same thing. So similarly, in geography also there are several dualistic thoughts. Thoughts means how do we see geography? Many times geography has been seen from two contrasting perspectives. Dichotomy means the branching of a subject. And you know, let's suppose you have a plant and it branches. It means it is the same stem which got now divided into two branches. So dichotomy is the branching of the subject on the basis of dualistic thinking. Branching तो तभी होगी जब dualistic thought होगा. Like say for example, this is you, but some look at your body and some look at your soul. It means some try to define you with respect to soul. कई बार लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं that he is a young man but inside him there is a old soul, or he is a child but inside him there is a old soul, or he is an old man but inside him there is a young child. So actually they are trying to define that person with respect to his soul, whereas others might define the person with respect to body just by looking at the person, that he is young, old or mature, something like that. But ultimately they are defining the person. Similarly, geographers have also seen geography from dualistic perspectives, and on the basis of those dualistic perspectives, geography has got divided into different branches, and such branching is known as dichotomy. Clear? Now let us have a look at what are the popular dualistic thoughts in geography and how it has helped in the division of geography into branches. The first one is physical versus human geography. And in fact, UPSC has chosen this division to define your geography paper 1. पार्ट ए को उन्होंने पूरा फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी बना दिया है और पार्ट बी को पूरा ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी बना दिया है. What is physical geography? We know that when we describe the physical features that are present over the surface of the earth, we are in the realm of physical geography. But when we describe the man-made features over the surface of the earth, we are in the realm of human geography. That's one way to branch geography. The other way to branch geography is to divide geography into general versus specific geography. General geography means that when we are talking about some general laws or theories or we are talking about the entire earth as a whole, because geography is the description of the surface of the earth. When we do that with respect to the entire earth and we are trying to derive some common laws with respect to the surface of the earth, we are in the realm of general geography. Specific geography, or sometimes called as special geography, in which we focus only upon a particular region, or we focus only upon a particular part of the earth. We are not focusing on the entire earth, or we are focusing on a particular aspect of geography. Say for example, only the climate or something like that. That is the division between general and specific or special geography. The third kind of branching that we have in geography is systematic versus regional geography. There is a kind of commonality between general and systematic and specific and regional, but yet they are slightly different. So let's have a look at this. Systematic geography is when we take one geographical element. It can be a physical element or it can be a man-made element, and we study that element over the entire earth's surface. Then we are in the realm of systematic geography. Let me give you an example. Suppose you're talking about cyclone. It's a single atmospheric element and it's a part of physical geography. Or you're talking about rice fields. If I make a map of the world where I highlight the areas which are prone to cyclones, or if I make another map of the world in which I highlight the areas where we have rice fields. Rice fields are man-made features, cyclones are natural features. So in systematic description of geography, we take only one feature, be it physical or man-made, and by the help of that feature, we describe it all over the surface of the globe. Say for example, think of this. अगर समझ लो हमारा सरफेस ही सिर्फ इंडिया है. Let's not think about the entire world, just India. And if I take an important element like rainfall, and if I describe rainfall over all the states and union territories of India, so I am moving across all the areas of India, but I am only describing one geographical element. Then I am in the realm of systematic geographical description. The other form of geographical description is regional geographical description. In regional geographical description, what happens is we take a particular region, and in that region we describe all the geographical features, be it physical or human. Like say for example, if I make a map of India, and this is a rainfall map of India, then this map is a systematic map. If I make a map of India in which I show only the national parks of India, it is again a systematic map because I am taking only one geographical element. If I make a map of India where I show the major iron and steel industries, still that is a systematic map. If I make a map of India where I show the smart cities, still it is systematic map of India. Why? Because I am only showing one geographical element. It can be physical or it can be human. In regional geography, what happens is I take a particular region and I highlight all the geographical elements into it. Say for example, in case of map of India, suppose I take the map of Madhya Pradesh, and in the map of Madhya Pradesh, if I show the rainfall in Madhya Pradesh, the temperature in Madhya Pradesh, the agriculture in Madhya Pradesh, the people of Madhya Pradesh, the industries in Madhya Pradesh, the trade and transport in Madhya Pradesh, it means I am describing all the human and physical features for a particular region. Then I am in the realm of regional geography. Do you understand that? So Physical geography is when you describe the physical features. Human geography is when you describe the human features over the surface of the earth. And how do you describe it? Describe it in a spatial terms. General is when you describe for the whole earth, or you are talking about general laws. Specific description is when you are looking into a particular area or region, or you are describing with terms in terms of some specific things and not for general laws, only laws that are applicable for a particular region. Then we are in special geography. Systematic geography is when we take one geographical element, be it human or physical, and we describe it for all the regions. That is systematic geography. Regional geography is when we take one particular region and we describe all the geographical features, be it human or physical, for that region. Clear? The fourth kind of dualistic branching and dichotomous branching in geography is historical versus contemporary geography. Historical geography means, like, suppose if you describe how the river Indus was during the Indus Valley civilization, or how the agricultural pattern was during the Mauryan era or the Mughal era, then you are describing in terms of historical geographical description. It means you are not describing the spatial arrangement today, you are describing the spatial arrangement sometime back in history. Do you understand that? That is considered as historical geography. Contemporary geography is if you describe what is at the present over the surface of the earth. Let me take you to one more example to make this thing more clear. Suppose we all know that the United States of America was once undiscovered, and there were several ancient civilizations, the Aztec, the Mayans, and many civilizations that were present over the entire North America. But then the colonizers came from Europe and they colonized the areas of North America. Today you have USA, you have Canada, you have Mexico, delineated nation states. But if you go 1000 years before present, you will not find such states. Rather, you would find some empires and all those kind of things. Similarly, how is the plains now? What is the agricultural pattern now? How the water is used now in these countries? They are very different from what it would have been 1000, 2000 years before present. When we are studying the geography of the past, we are in the realm of historical geography. When we are studying the geography of the present, we are in the realm of contemporary geography. The fifth dualistic approach is theoretical versus applied geography. Theoretical geography is when you learn the concepts of geography, physical geography concepts and the human geography concepts. Applied geography is when you actually apply those concepts to make decisions. Remember, geography is not only about description, it is also about understanding the evolution so that we can make some predictions which can assist us in taking decisions. So when you are taking decisions or applying your theoretical knowledge in geography, you are in the realm of applied geography. Like, say for example, when you describe which are the areas which receive cyclone, you are in the realm of theoretical geography, क्योंकि आप बस उसे बता रहे हो, जो theory है वो बस आप explain कर रहे हो. But if you understand how cyclones occur and which are the areas which regularly get hit by cyclones, and you use that knowledge, and with the help of that knowledge you design some cyclone early warning systems, or with the help of your knowledge about minerals you decide to create industries in that region, It means you are taking decisions with the help of your theoretical knowledge, be it about cyclones or be it about minerals. That is known as applied geography. अगर आप अपना syllabus देखोगे paper 1 का, so geomorphology has a last topic as applied geomorphology, climatology has a last topic as applied climatology. So applied geography is the application of the theoretical knowledge that you get from geography. Clear? The other divisions in geography is, some see geography as a nomothetic science, whereas others see geography as an ideographic science. Now, what do we mean by nomothetic? Nomothetic means that geography is a science where we can build some general laws. Like you have laws in physics. For example, one law says that if I draw this marker, it will fall in my hand, and this is the general law of gravitation. And by this we know that this happens because of the gravitational attractional force of the earth. And it is true everywhere over the surface of the earth. So in geography also, those who are the believers of the nomothetic approach in geography, they believe that we can make some general laws, and you can link the nomothetic approach to the generalistic approach in geography, which also calls for creation of some general laws. It means it sees geography as a law building science, and we can come to a conclusion where we develop laws which are applicable for all regions. Whereas ideographic approach, see, this is a dualistic thinking of geography. कुछ लोग मानते हैं कि in geography we can create laws like we create in physics. But others feel that in geography every region is unique. So we cannot have common laws which are applicable over all regions. That is what believe those people who are the adherent supporters of the ideographic approach in geography. Again, I am saying ideographic approach says that you cannot make general laws for all the regions because every region is unique. Do you understand that? The seventh dualistic kind of thinking in geography is the deterministic versus possibilistic approach. The deterministics, or the adherents of the determinist school of geography, they believe that the relationship between man and nature is kind of a slave and master. The nature is the master and man is the slave. It means man always lives at the mercy of nature, and nature determines how and what would be the life of man in a particular region. Like say for example, if you look at people in deserts, the animals they are using, the kind of crops they are growing, or the lifestyle they have developed is all dictated by nature. It means nature is dictating terms to man, and man is just following orders of nature. It means the relationship between man and nature is like the relationship between slave and master, nature being the master. In fact, there are scholars like Ellen Churchill Semple who says that man is like the dust of earth. It means man is nothing in front of the fury of nature. And in fact, entire life of man is determined by nature. If you want to understand why people are having a particular kind of life in a particular region, look at the geography of the region and you will understand that it is the geography which is dictating terms and deciding the type of lifestyle that people will have in a particular region. Do you understand that? That is the deterministic approach with respect to geography. Whereas the possibilists, they believe that the relationship that exists between man and nature is not like that which exists between a slave and a master. Rather, nature creates possibilities for man and give hints to man, and nature is more of a friend to man and helps man in growing. It means the possibilists believe in almost equal status for man and nature. Like, say for example, nature produces a field for man or shows man a field. Now man is free to decide what he wants to do with this field. He can make this field into an agricultural field. He can grow forests over this field. He can grow industries over this field, or he can convert this field into a football ground. And we can have a map of the important football stadiums in the world as well, because anything that can be expressed over a map becomes the subject matter of geography. So determinists, they believe that man is like a slave of nature, and it is the nature which is dictating terms to man. Whatever nature decides, man just follows. Man is helpless before nature. But the possibilists believe that nature does not determine your life, rather nature creates enormous possibilities. There are no limitations but only possibilities, and nature gives hints, and it is up to man to choose those possibilities. It means the possibilities give a kind of equal weightage to man and nature. Or in other words, they do not consider that nature is the master of man. Rather, they feel nature is the friend of man. See, today we are just trying to have a preliminary understanding of it. There is more technical understanding to all these things. So we'll have a look at that when we go to geographical thought. But आज हम सिर्फ subject को introduce कर रहे हैं. That's why we are having some preliminary understanding about it. The next approach that we have in geography is the deductive versus inductive approach. Deductive approach is the theory building approach. Rather, deductive approach is the theory testing approach. In this, we start with a generalization and then we test that generalization, or we test that law, and if that law produces favorable results as per our expectation, we accept that law. So it's a theory testing technique, whereas inductive approach is a theory building technique. In this, we collect samples, and on the basis of those samples we build a law. देखो एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं जिससे हमको ये और क्लियर हो जाए. Like say for example, the law of motion, the third law of motion says that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. ये law मुझे पहले से ही पता है, अब मुझे इसे टेस्ट करना है. It means I want to deduce knowledge from this law, and I'm trying to test this law. So suppose I take a tennis ball in my hand and I throw it against a wall, and I see that every time I throw it against a wall, it comes back to me. The greater force I apply, with that same force, it comes back. It means for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It means the theory which I believed, or the law in which I believe that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, is true. It means I have just tested a theory. Such theory testing is known as deduction. There are some geographers who believe that in geography we should approach geography from the deductive viewpoint. It means first we should build laws in geography, then we should test those laws, and if we get favorable results, then we uphold those laws. The inductive technique believe that we should not start with a law. Rather, we should start with some individual experiments, and on the basis of that individual experiments, we will conclude or we will make a general law. Let me give you an example. Suppose I have a tennis ball, I have a cricket ball, I have a table tennis ball, and I have something else, some say a basketball. And this is what I do. I throw the basketball first against the wall. It comes back. I throw the tennis ball, it comes back. I throw the cricket ball, it comes back. I throw the table tennis ball, it comes back. I throw a football, it comes back. I throw a volleyball, it comes back. तो इतने सारे experiments करने के बाद मुझे ये conclusion में आ गया that if I apply a force, there is an equal and opposite reaction to that force. This is the inductive technique. In fact, most of the geographical research that you will see focuses on the inductive technique. And what is the inductive technique? The inductive technique is the law building technique. Here you start with individual experiments, and on the basis of those individual experiments, you end up with a law. But in deductive technique, you come with a law and then you test that law, and if the results are favorable, then you declare that whether the law is correct or not. Do you understand that? So, deductive approach is one approach which is followed in geography, and the inductive approach is another approach which is followed in geography. But if you ask me which is the approach which is largely followed, it is the inductive approach. And you will see that the inductive approach is very closely related to regional geography. And what is the regional geography? It is the study of region, and for one region we try to analyze all the physical and all the human features. Do you understand that? That is regional geography. The ninth approach, or the ninth dichotomy or dualistic thinking in geography, is quantitative versus behavioral. See, mathematics, physics, these are quantitative sciences. Quantitative means they can be expressed with the help of mathematics or statistics. Some believe that geography can also be expressed with the help of, or we can describe features over the surface of the earth with the help of statistical tools. In fact, in the 1960s, there was a quantitative revolution in geography, where the attempt was to convert geography into a science like physics, where you can build theories, models, etc. using statistical techniques, mathematical tools, graphs, charts, etc. Clear? Idea was to use these models to help planners to take decisions. This was the quantitative revolution in geography. आपका जो फिफ्थ यूनिट है पार्ट बी का फर्स्ट पेपर में, या लास्ट यूनिट है जो मॉडल्स एंड थ्योरीज, वो पूरा इस अप्रोच के ऊपर बेस्ड है, where you create models with the help of statistical tools, mathematical tools. कुछ लोग सोचते हैं ज्योग्राफी को ऐसे पढ़ा जा सकता है, whereas there are few who believe that geography cannot be studied like physics or mathematics with the help of statistics or mathematical diagrams or with the help of geometrical patterns, because geography is the study of the relationship that exists between man and nature, and wherever man is involved, you know that there is involvement of behavior. The quantitative techniques believe that man is a rational man. Rational man means he always takes decisions on the basis of reason. Do you understand that? And his decisions are objective in nature. Objective means कहीं पे किसी को भी रखो वही decision लेगा वो. It means there is only one kind of decisions that everyone will come up to. जैसे आपके preliminary examination होते हैं, वो objective tests होते हैं, उसमें A, B, C, D 4 options हैं, उसमें से अगर A answer आपके लिए सही है तो सबके लिए सही है. It means there is only one answer for one question, that is objective type of answers. So the quantitative techniques, those who believe in the quantitative techniques, they feel that geography is such in which you can come to objective conclusions. Objective conclusions can only happen when man everywhere is only applying his reason. जैसे, I'm giving you one example. Suppose there is a area which has good rainfall, it has good temperature also. If you have good rainfall, good temperature, there's a great chance that you would grow in this area paddy. It means rice. All rice requires is good rainfall, good temperature, because it's a tropical crop. So if suppose there are two persons A and B, if they are both rational, मतलब वो सिर्फ अपने दिमाग से सोचते हैं, तो वो यहाँ पर देखेंगे कि यहाँ पर रेनफॉल अच्छा है, टेम्परेचर अच्छा है, we will cultivate paddy. It means both will come to one conclusion that we will cultivate paddy. ऐसा नहीं है that B will think that I will cultivate wheat. Wheat requires low rainfall and low temperature. Just the opposite of paddy. Paddy requires high rainfall, high temperature. Wheat requires low rainfall, low temperature. That's why wheat grows very well in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, whereas paddy grows very well in Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Bengal, Assam, because those areas have high rainfall, high temperature. Even in the southern coastal areas, you will see that rice grows very well because of high temperature, high rainfall. तो अगर हाई टेम्परेचर और हाई रेनफॉल है किसी एरिया में और ए और बी दो इंसान हैं, अगर दोनों ही अपने दिमाग से सोचते होंगे, इट मीन्स दे अप्लाई देयर रीजन व्हाइल टेकिंग डिसीजंस, बिकॉज ज्योग्राफी ऑल्सो हेल्प्स यू इन मेकिंग डिसीजंस, सो दे वुड कम टू द सेम कंक्लूजन दैट दे वुड ग्रो पैडी. बट डज दैट ऑलवेज हैपन? वेल, दैट डज नॉट हैपन ऑलवेज, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट प्रिडिक्ट द behavior of all the people. Suppose B knows that yes, paddy is grown well here, but he decides that I will grow wheat because if everybody grows paddy, then there would be too much of paddy into the market and the prices of paddy will fall. Whereas people are not growing wheat in this region, let me grow wheat and then there would be less availability of wheat in the market and I'll get more prices for wheat. ये तो उसने सोचा है. And you can understand that sometimes even A and B can come up to different conclusions. Or suppose B का mood बदल गया. He feels that I will not do agriculture. Rather, though this is good rainfall, good temperature, I will convert this area into an industrial belt. Or I will establish or set up my plants here. This is what B decides. It means you cannot predict all the time that all the people will do the same thing. अगर मैं दुनिया के हर इंसान को यहाँ पर लाऊं और ये कंडीशन दिखाऊं, क्या आप बोल सकते हो 100% कि हर कोई यही बोलेंगे कि यहाँ पर राइस उगा लो? Suppose I bring a football club manager, he would think high temperature, high rainfall, excellent for football ground. Let me make this into a football ground. So people behave in different manner, and therefore geography cannot be summarized like physics. In physics, everything is true everywhere. Like if in India you have gravitational force, you go in USA, you will have the gravitational force, you go anywhere, you will have the same kind of thing. But in geography, that is not the case in geography, because man is involved and the behavior of man is unpredictable. We cannot have objective conclusions, rather we have subjective conclusions which differ from man to man. जैसे आपका मेंस एग्जामिनेशन होता है, उसमें अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आया है, उसका जरूरी नहीं कि हर कोई वही आंसर लिखेगा वर्ड टू वर्ड. It's a subjective examination and people will end up writing different answers for the same question. Do you understand that? So behavioral geographers, or those who believe in the behavioral approach of geography, they believe that we cannot study geography from pure quantitative terms only, like mathematics or physics, because mathematics and physics, they are objective kind of science. मैथमेटिक्स में 2+2 हमेशा 4 होता है, कहीं पे भी चले जाओ. But that is not the case with geography. अगर high rainfall और high temperature है, it is not always equals to paddy. It can be equals to wheat as well. If government gives good MSP over, say, pulses, people will start growing pulses. It means government through its economic incentive or MSP setting can distort the decision making. And if there is high rainfall, high temperature everywhere, in every part of the world, rice would be grown. That is also not necessary, because if the people of that region do not like rice, they like wheat. In spite of high rainfall, high temperature, they would still grow wheat, because wheat is part of their daily diet. So because the behavior of man is very difficult to predict and it changes from region to region, we cannot have objective conclusion based on mathematical models or statistical techniques in geography, believe the behavioral geographers. That is the distinction between the quantitative and the behavioral approach in geography. Do you understand that? So this is the dualistic and dichotomous thoughts in geography. I'm just repeating them one more time. Physical geography, when you describe the physical features over the surface of the earth. Human geography, when you describe the human features over the surface of the earth. General geography, when you describe the earth's surface as a whole, or you are talking about some general laws. Specific or special geography, when you are talking about a particular area of the earth's surface or a particular region or some specific law. Systematic geography is when you take one geographical element, be it human or physical element, and you study it for all the regions. Regional geography, when you take a particular region and you study all the geographical elements, human and physical, for it. Theoretical geography, when you study the concepts, the ideas in geography, that is theoretical geography. When you apply that, that becomes applied geography. Nomothetic geography says that geography is a law building science and we must aim at building laws. Idiographic geography believes that geography is a unique science and therefore every area is unique, therefore we cannot have general laws. Nomothetic can be related to general and idiographic can be related to special. Deterministic geographical thought believe that man is a slave of nature and it is nature which determines how man would evolve over the surface of the earth or the human activities over the surface of the earth. What he will eat, what he will wear, what kind of industries will he have, what kind of transportation he would use, all determined by nature, believe the determinists. Whereas possibilists feel that man and nature are like friend. Nature gives only hints and creates possibilities for humankind, and on the basis of such possibilities, man take decisions. Deductive is the law testing approach. Here, the laws that we have built prima facie, we test them in real world situations, and on the basis of results, we decide whether these are correct laws or wrong laws. In inductive approach, we do not come with a law in the first place, but we look at individual situations and on the basis of that we create a final law. Most of the studies or the research in geography is inductive in nature, though some deductive approaches also exist. Quantitative says that geography is like mathematics or statistics or physics, where you can have objective conclusions with the help of mathematical tools, geometrical tools, statistical tools, models, theories. ये सारा बनाया जाता है quantitative approach में geography के. There was a revolution in geography, a paradigm in geography which is known as the quantitative paradigm or the quantitative revolution. The behavioral approach says that man's behavior is unpredictable. You cannot predict that behavior because it is subjective in nature and therefore you cannot have objective conclusions every time in geography, and therefore you should see geography in that pattern. Now, on the basis of the objectivity and the subjectivity debate, it was further debated in universities that what kind of science is geography? It means, is geography a pure science? Or is geography a social science? Means, is geography a natural science or pure science? or geography a social science? Natural sciences are like, say, for example, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. These are natural sciences. Whereas social sciences, you can include public administration, sociology, or you can think of history, psychology. These are social sciences. So geography कैसा science है? Is geography a natural science or geography a social science? In fact, in the mid 19th century, when geography became a part of universities, it was thought to give geography a shelf. मतलब यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में दो शेल्फ रहे होंगे, एक रहा होगा आपके फिजिकल साइंसेस का, नेचुरल साइंसेस का, और एक आपके सोशल साइंसेस का, जिसमें सब्जेक्ट सोशल साइंसेस में हिस्ट्री, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, ये सारे आ गए होंगे. नेचुरल साइंसेस में मैथमेटिक्स, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी, ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स आ गए होंगे, स्टैटिस्टिक्स. अब अगर ज्योग्राफी को रखना हो तो किस तरफ रखें? To understand that, we must understand the nature of the pure sciences and the social sciences. The pure sciences are based on a cause and effect kind of relations. It means pure sciences are absolute in nature. Absolute in nature means जैसे 2 + 2 is always 4. Absolute है ये, आप कहीं पर भी कर लो, कभी भी कर लो. This is always true. Similarly, you can understand that, think about physics, and we know that in physics, if we increase the angle, suppose this was the initial angle, if we increase the angle, then the force of friction drops. If we decrease the angle, the force of friction increases. ये हमेशा होगा, because natural sciences are absolute in nature. They are cause and effect kind of relationship. What is the cause? The cause is gravity. And what is the effect? The effect is falling. It is always true. That is the nature of natural sciences or physical sciences. Physics, chemistry, biology, statistics, mathematics, ये सब उसी कैटेगरी में आते हैं. सोशल साइंसेस को अगर आप देखोगे, इट इज नॉट एब्सोल्यूट इन नेचर, रादर इट इज प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक इन नेचर. मतलब ऐसा हो भी सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता है. लाइक, वॉज इट एब्सोल्यूट दैट इन द फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत से बाबर वुड डिफीट इब्राहिम लोदी? क्या ऐसा हमेशा होना ही था? Or suppose, think of this, like if the government has collected taxes, is it must that the government will use that money only for building roads? Government can use that money for agricultural development also. It means probability है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. It's a part of public administration governance system, that how government uses public finances. Suppose government collected tax from people. Is it necessary always that government will use all that money to create roads? No, government can use that money anywhere. It depends upon the exigencies of the moment, the requirements of the time. It means there is probability, possibility that it can be used, but you cannot say it will be used. In natural sciences, the focus is on will. 2 + 2 will be 4. But in social sciences, you cannot say that the money that is collected from the people will be used always in making road. It can be used for agricultural development, it can be used for export development, it can also be used for recreational activities, it can be used for anything. Like suppose the money that you have in your pocket, you can go into a bank and you can put it there, you can go to a market, you can purchase some stuff from the market, or you can just keep it in your wallet. करने को तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो. You cannot say that if you have money in your market, if you have money in your hand, you will always go to the market. We cannot make such kind of conclusions. Will kind of conclusions, can kind of conclusions are made in social sciences. Why? Because social sciences are driven by human behavior. and human behavior is unpredictable. कुछ भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है. Like man can use the money to go to the market, man can use that money to purchase books, man can use that money to see a movie, man can use that money to eat a meal, man can put that money in the wallet and do not use it at all, or man can go to a bank and deposit that money. कुछ भी कर सकता है. That is why you see that social sciences, they are probabilistic in nature. कि हो सकता है ऐसा, but पक्का नहीं है. But physical sciences are absolute in nature. पक्का है 5 + 5 कभी भी 11 नहीं होगा, पक्का है 10 ही होगा. Do you understand that? That's why, because there is the human element involved in social sciences, it is also known as humanities. So where do we keep geography as a science? Is geography a pure science or a physical science or a natural science, or is it a social science or a subject of humanities? Well, if you go to most of the universities, you will find that geography is taught under the humanities section or the social science section, but it does not reflect well with respect to the nature of the subject. अच्छा, एक बात देखो आप, think of this. Suppose there is water and suppose sun rays are incident over the water surface. What would happen after some time? There would be evaporation and water will convert into vapor. Now you tell me that whenever there is sun rays, there will be evaporation. The rate of evaporation may differ. हो सकता है 10 मिनट में हो जाए, 2 दिन में हो जाए, 2 साल में हो जाए. That depends upon the strength of the sun rays. But are you with me on this, that whenever there are sun rays incident upon a water surface, there will be evaporation? कोई ये नहीं बोल सकता there can be evaporation. There will be evaporation. But what can differ is the time can differ. It means the rate of evaporation can differ. But there will be evaporation. और जहां पे will जैसी चीज आती है, it means we are moving closer to natural sciences like mathematics. 2 + 2 will be 4. Do you understand that? So this is nothing but the study of climatology. Or suppose, think of this, that if an air parcel lies over a surface, it will create a weight over that surface, and due to that weight there will be pressure, and such pressure is called as air pressure or atmospheric pressure. कोई ऐसा तो नहीं बोल सकता कि air parcel होगा लेकिन हो सकता है pressure ना पड़े. It cannot happen, because anything that has mass will generate weight, and the weight is nothing but pressure. So whenever there is an air parcel over a surface, there will be atmospheric pressure. Again, we are focusing on term will. अच्छा, ये तो बात हो गई climatology की, which is part of your physical geography. चलो ऐसे आ जाते हैं. Suppose there is a good area where you have large number of, say, bauxite deposits or large number of coal deposits. Generally ये होना चाहिए कि यहाँ पर एक एल्यूमिनियम प्लांट लग जाए, या कोई आयरन एंड स्टील प्लांट लग जाए जहाँ कोल यूज होता हो, या कोई एनर्जी प्लांट लग जाए जहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बनती हो. बट क्या आप कह सकते हो कि इफ देयर इज कोल, देयर will be a plant here? Suppose a person purchases this block of land and he knows that there are some minerals present in here, but he feels कि अगर वो minerals को मैं extract करूंगा, उनको refine करूंगा इंडस्ट्री में और फिर उन्हें बेचूंगा, तो जो मुझे मिलेगा उससे ज्यादा मुझे मिल जाएगा if I establish a software park here. He is motivated by his profit. So he thinks that if I establish a software park here, then I will earn more rather than establishing an aluminum plant or a iron and steel plant or an energy plant. So if there is presence of bauxite and coal, we cannot say there will be a plant, but we can say there can be a plant. It means we are in the realm of probability. Here we were in the realm of absoluteness. If there are sun rays, there will be evaporation. The rate of evaporation can differ. If there is air overlying, there will be pressure. The amount of pressure may differ. But if there are bauxite and coal reserves, we cannot say there will be an industry of aluminium or energy or iron and steel. There can be, because it depends upon the man or the decision maker, and his decision is unpredictable because his behavior is unpredictable. He is motivated by some thought, or he feels कि यहाँ पे होगा bauxite or coal, but I like this area very much, I will build my house here, no industries, I will look some other land for industries. तो ये तो पूरा ही पलट गया मामला. It means there can be, we cannot say that there will be. If you look at human geography, this is nothing but industrial location and all those kind of things. If you look at human geography, we are more in the realm of can, whereas in physical geography, we are more in the realm of will. It means physical geography is more close to pure sciences, whereas human geography is more close to social sciences. तो अगर geography का आधा हिस्सा absolute है और आधा हिस्सा probable है, तो geography को कौन से shelf में रखें? That's why I told you that in the 19th century, why the professors faced a challenge. They could not understand that in which shelf they want to keep geography. Do you understand that? And थक हार के उन्होंने ये decide किया that geography would go into the social science shelf. But if you ask me, geography की जगह यहाँ बनती है, दोनों के बीच में आधा आधा. Physical geography is more close to pure sciences, whereas human geography is more close to social sciences. Clear? So that is the meaning of dualism and dichotomy in geography. Let's have a look at the perspectives of geography. Let's have a look at the perspectives of geography. Now, the perspective of geography, it means how we can have a look at geography. We can have a look at geography, it means what should be our viewpoint with respect to geography. The perspectives of geography can be understood with respect to the viewpoint, with respect to representation, and with respect to synthesis. It means we can have different viewpoints with respect to geography. We can represent our geographical knowledge in different ways, and we can synthesize or we can synchronize different parts of geography in different ways. So let's have a look at this. To understand this, try to understand this diagram. Suppose I consider this face as the face of synthesis, whereas suppose this face, the top face, I consider it as the face of viewpoint in geography. And this face, the side face that we can see here, I'm considering this as the representation face. Let's first have a look at the viewpoints of geography. There are actually 3 viewpoints in geography. First viewpoint can be with respect to place. The second one is with respect to space. And the third one is with respect to scale. Let's try to understand these 3 viewpoints first. Place. In geography, we can talk about a particular place, like we can talk about a particular city or a particular river, where it is located. It means its place. When we talk about place, we are focusing on the location. Like if I ask you to make a map and show me the places where the Indian government is trying to develop smart cities, तो आप places की बात करोगे, that which are the cities or which are the sites that have been chosen for the development of smart cities. So one viewpoint in geography is with respect to place. The place viewpoint focuses on location, and from location we can have locational analysis. It means we can have decisions on the basis of analysis of locations. Clear? And you will see that this is very much used, this viewpoint is very much used when we study the models and theories, that unit of your syllabus, because there you will see that there is a large focus on place or finding of location. Space. Space is more of a region kind of thing. It means there we are not talking about a particular place, rather we are talking about an entire region. Like say for example, if I talk about the Sahara desert or the tropical evergreen rainforests, then we cannot say there is a particular place where there is Sahara desert. Rather, Sahara desert is spread over a region. In Africa, you find a large region which is covered by the Sahara sand. Similarly, throughout the equatorial areas, you find tropical evergreen rainforests, like in the jungles of Amazon or in the jungles of Congo, you will find tropical evergreen rainforests. So, this is not with respect to a place, rather with respect to an entire space. That is the second viewpoint. Here, the focus is not on location of a particular region or particular place, rather here the focus is on the entire region. And attempts is also made to find some commonality between regions. Like say for example, there are some regions which are industrially developed. Such regions are found in North America, such regions are found in Western Europe, such regions are found in Russia, such regions are found in Australia, such regions are found in China, India and Japan. It means they are all regions. So we are talking about space, and in space we focus on regions and we try to find some commonality between such regions. Whereas in place, we try to look at a particular location and we try to look at its uniqueness of that location. Like say for example, if I say the city of Delhi, tell me the pattern and morphology or the description of the physical and human features over the city of Delhi. In that, the description that we would have with respect to city of Delhi will be different from all the other cities. So in place, when we focus on a particular place, we are looking at the uniqueness. The idea is to create a locational analysis. Whereas when we focus on space, we look at the entire region and we try to seek some commonality between regions, between different regions. Scale is at what degree you are looking at a particular thing. Like, I can have a map of rainfall of world. I can have a map of rainfall of India. I can also have a map of rainfall of the city of Delhi. Do you understand that? So a rainfall map could be created for the global level, for the regional level, or for the local level. Do you understand that? So scale means in geography is at what level you are trying to describe the physical and the human features over the surface of the earth. I can describe the mountains at the global level. I can describe the mountains at the regional level, like the mountains of Southeast Asia or the mountains of South Asia. When I say mountains of the world, then it is global level. When I say mountains of South Asia, then it is regional level. But if I say mountains of Delhi, if there are any, then I am focusing on the local level. This is the global level. This is the regional level. Indian subcontinent is a region. And when I say a particular city, I am looking at the local level. When I go from global to local, I am zooming in. जैसे आपने गूगल अर्थ यूज किया होगा. गूगल अर्थ पे जब आप जूम करते हो तो पहले तो आपको पूरा अर्थ दिखता है, फिर जूम करोगे तो एक कॉन्टिनेंट दिखेगा, फिर जूम करोगे तो एक कंट्री में भी कोई प्लेस, और वहां पे भी कुछ लोग अपना घर वर ढूंढते हैं. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट मीन्स दैट व्हेन आई एम जूमिंग in, then I am reducing the scale. I am going from global to regional to local. But when I am zooming out of Google Earth, then I am increasing the scale. I am going from local to regional to global. So ये तीसरा viewpoint है geography में. It means at what degree you are trying to study geography, at global, regional, or at local level. These are the three viewpoints in geography. Let us have a look at the synthesis in geography. And suppose this phase we have dedicated to synthesis. There are three kinds of synthesis also in geography. First is synthesis between physical subfields. The second one is the synthesis between human subfields. And the third one is the synthesis between physical and human subfields. See, synthesis means a kind of integration. When we integrate two physical subfields of geography, then we are doing physical subfield synthesis. When we integrate two human subfields in geography, we are doing human subfield synthesis. And when we integrate a physical subfield to a human subfield, we are doing physical human subfield synthesis. Let me give you an example to make things clear. जैसे हम दो physical subfield ले लेते हैं. One is geomorphology, the other one is climatology. And let us see whether there is any relation between geomorphological features and climatological features or not. Consider this. Suppose there is a mountain, and nearby that mountain, suppose there is a water source and there are sun rays incident over that water source. You know there would be evaporation, and if there is evaporation, there is condensation and there would be cloud formation. If there is cloud formation, there is possibility of rainfall, you know, and rainwater can fall over the mountain. And if this process happens for thousands of years, you know that the running water which would flow down the slope of the mountain, if suppose there are more clouds and rainfall occur all over the mountain, the running water which would run down the slope of the mountains, it would slowly erode the mountain, and with time the mountain would be reduced in size as a consequence of the erosion caused by the flowing water which resulted from rainfall. अब आप देखो, evaporation, cloud formation, rainfall, these are all part of climatology, whereas the creation of the mountain and the destruction of the mountain is part of geomorphology. So this is a synthesis between or integration between climatology and geomorphology. That's the first form of synthesis. Synthesis between physical subfield. Both are physical geography features or physical geography areas. Human subfields. Let us think of human subfields. Think of this, that suppose there is an area where rice has been grown, and a person who is the owner of this rice field, what he does is he contacts a food processing plant and says that use my rice to create a rice powder, suppose, which can be then sold for making idlis or something like that. I am assuming here that idli is made out of rice powder. So think of this, that suppose there is rice in this region, and this person who is the owner of the rice of this field, he contacts a food processing plant and he says that I'll sell my rice so that you can make rice powder, and the food processing plant then uses this rice powder to sell into the market to traders, and traders get it, they sell it to consumers. This is how the chain is, from rice to rice powder to idli. So you can understand something like that. अगर आप ध्यान से देखो यहाँ पे, growing of rice is actually agricultural geography. Description of the rice fields over the surface of the earth is agricultural geography, and agriculture is a human behavior. इंसान ही करते हैं agriculture, ऐसा तो है नहीं कि हाथी किसी दिन घूम के agriculture कर रहा हो. So it is a human activity over the surface of the earth, and it is agricultural geography. Food processing plants, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि जो प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं फूड वो जिराफ लायन ये बैठ के प्रोसेस कर रहे हो. इट मीन्स दिस इज ऑल्सो डन बाई मैन, सो दिस इज ऑल्सो अ ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी. दिस इज इंडस्ट्री, whereas this is agriculture. And then when you sell, then the industries, when they sell it, the rice powder, to the market, to the traders, this is trade and transport geography. So this is trade and transport geography, industrial geography, agricultural geography, integration. And in geography, we read about such integration. Especially in Indian geography, आप देखोगे कि बहुत सारा focus human subfield synthesis पे होगा. The last one is physical human subfield. Physical human subfield, you can think of this. Suppose you have an area where there is, let us go back to that example itself, where there is high rainfall and high temperature. If there is high rainfall and high temperature, you decide that you would grow rice here. The activity of growing rice is a human activity, but high rainfall, high temperature is natural activity. Rainfall and temperature actually are part of climatological studies, whereas growth of rice is part of agricultural studies or agricultural geography. So here you can see an integration between physical and human subfields, because this is done by nature and this is done by man. This is the third form of synthesis in geography. Let us have a look at the various kinds of representation. मतलब आपको geography अब आ तो गई है, अब आप उसे represent कैसे करोगे? How do you express your knowledge? Now, knowledge can be expressed in various ways. The first one is the cognitive representation. The second one is descriptive presentation. The third one is visual presentation or representation. The fourth one is mathematical representation, and the last one is representation with the help of information systems. अब देखो, cognitive representation is based on your memory, and it is based on your thoughts and beliefs. Cognition is a part of your mind with the help of which you think, you try to analyze things. It means it is the logical part of your mind. Suppose आप घूमने गए थे कहीं पर छुट्टियों में. Suppose you went over to Southeast Asia or you went over to Northeast India. There you saw a lot of greenery, and if your friend asks, what did you see? Then you recollect from your memory and you describe what you saw. And when you're describing physical features like say greeneries or forest over the surface of the earth that you saw somewhere, you're actually describing from the geographical lens. That is cognitive representation. It is based on memory and it is driven by thoughts and beliefs. आपने देखा, आपको वैसा लगा, आपको याद है और आप उसे बता रहे हो लोगों को. That is cognitive representation. Descriptive representation is where you write about what you have seen, suppose in the form of a book or in the form of a paper, and people read it and people come to know about it from your written description. Do you understand that? Like suppose you went over to a tour of Europe, and whatever you saw, the people, the natural features over the continent of Europe, you tried to summarize that in the form of a book, and on the basis of that book, what you did is you published a paper, and people read that paper and came to know about your Europe tour. और यूरोप टूर में आपने कुछ जियोग्राफिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन भी बताया है उसमें. दैट इज डिस्क्रिप्टिव काइंड ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन. विजुअल तो नाम से ही समझ में आ रहा है. When you describe your geographical knowledge with the help of some images, with the help of some diagrams, or with the help of some maps, then such description is considered as visual description. Visual description is the most attractive description in geography. कोई कुछ बता रहा है याद करके, या कोई कुछ किसी ने कुछ लिख कर दिया है, उससे ज़्यादा समझ में आएगा if you see the images, diagrams, maps, etc. of what people are talking about. But actually, you know, in real world, descriptive and visual descriptions are often clubbed. In your books, you will find some written words and then some pictures. Mathematical description is when you describe the geography of a particular area, human or physical features, with the help of mathematical tools or with the help of statistical tools. Statistical tools means the graphs, charts, equations, etc. Like say for example, if you are trying to express the sex ratio of India, you express it with the help of a formula. Mathematical expression है, number of females per 1,000 males. That is how you describe the sex ratio of India. Or when we read about scholars like Ziff or Thomas or Mark Jefferson, we will see that they use very liberally the statistical tools to describe to us what they want to convey about their geographical knowledge. Clear? In primate city, in rank size rule, or in population geography, regional geography, you will see there's a lot of use of statistical tools. Do you remember the quantitative approach in geography, which also led to the quantitative revolution, when there was a lot of use of mathematical tools and it was believed that geography is a objective science and we can get objective results with respect to geography? The attempt was to convert geography into a science like physics. we were actually trying to understand the mathematical description of the geographical knowledge. तो quantitative revolution पूरा उस पे based है, mathematical description using tools of mathematics, statistics, etc. Information systems means जो कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम्स हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर हैं, उसके थ्रू भी हम ज्योग्राफी को डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अभी हमने डिस्कस किया गूगल अर्थ से तो हम पूरे ज्योग्राफी को डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं. नेचुरल ज्योग्राफिकल फीचर्स, ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफिकल फीचर्स. आप गूगल अर्थ पे उसे जूम इन करोगे तो यू विल फाइंड सम इंपॉर्टेंट बिल्डिंग्स एंड इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज, लाइक यू कैन सी द कनॉट प्लेस ऑफ इंडिया और दिल्ली. सो in that way you can find or you can describe with the help of software applications, information systems, the geographical features, physical and human features over the surface of the earth, and such descriptions are known as geographical information systems. Especially such description of geography is enormously helpful for the defense forces and the aviation industry. So the aviation industry and the defense forces, they rely a lot on geographical information systems. So these are the perspectives of geography. The perspectives of geography are the viewpoint. The viewpoint can be with respect to a place, with respect to a space, or at a particular scale. When we talk about synthesis can happen between physical subfield, human subfield, or physical human subfields. When we talk about representation of geographical knowledge, it can happen at the cognitive level, at the descriptive level, at the visual level, at the mathematical level, or with the help of information systems. So, because this is our first class, I will try to I will not burden you with more content. From tomorrow or from our next class onwards, we will move into our syllabus. We will start with Geomorphology paper 1, and once we are done with that syllabus, we will have a test on that part so that we concretize our knowledge with respect to geomorphology. But before I do that or I start geomorphology, there are few things or few sources that I'm giving you which you should read. First, you should read the NCERT 6th to 10th. It means it is not necessary that you should read it totally, but at least start reading it. Then once you are done with that, you read the 11th and 12th NCERT. Once you are done with the NCERTs, then you focus on the class. That is how you should go about. And once you are done with the class, you are clear with the concepts, you have written your notes well, then move to the physical geography booklet which is given to you by the Institute of Geomorphology. So just read that booklet, Geomorphology booklet, which is given to you as a part of your optional course. So पहले NCERT पढ़ना है 6 to 10th, फिर 11th 12th पढ़ो, फिर क्लास देखो, फिर क्लास में समझो, क्लास से नोट्स प्रिपेयर करो अपने. उसके बाद आप जो जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी की आपकी बुक मिली हुई है इंस्टीट्यूट से वो देखो. एंड वंस यू आर डन विद दैट, you go and read two important books. One is the Rupa Publications Physical Geography Made Simple. That's the first book. And the second book is Geomorphology by Sawinder Singh. That's the second book. If you follow this track, you will see that you will be very comfortable with geomorphology within a span of few days, and geomorphology is extremely important for your examination. So before I close this class, let me try to address some of your queries that you have asked me. See, most of the messages that I have got is only messages that are thanking. Okay, one question says, sir, do you take daily this class on this time? Well, that is not the case, dear. It depends upon the schedule. You contact the management and they will tell you the schedule. So most of the questions are like that. They are not actually questions directed, but mostly thank messages. Okay, again one question says, price of this course, please contact the management and they will let you know. Sir, do you offer notes? Yes, dear, I do give notes, and because of this situation, we are forced to interact online, so we'll get notes as per the arrangements. But when we had regular interactions in class, there would be detailed dictated notes also, and if I do that in the online, it becomes quite, you can understand, repetitive. You can just pause and you can write your notes. In that way you can build your class notes, and whenever you contact the management, they can also assist you with some written notes as well. Okay, so that's all. I think that on this note we will close this class, and I'll see you all into the next class. Thank you very much.